Hey guys, Carrix here with another review. This time I'll be reading the Shuriken Gattai Deluxe Bison King from Shuriken Sentai Ninninger. This is the mecha used by Star Ninja, which can transform and combine with Shurikenjin. So this includes a few things: Otomanin Rodeo Maru, Bison King Buggy, and the Otomanin Shuriken Star Ninja version. So, for Star Ninja, unlike the other ninjas who just have an individual Otomanin of their own, he has an Otomanin that comes with its own vehicle whenever it's summoned. And they basically combine together to become his mech. So let's take a look at the individual components of that mech. First up is the Otomanin, Rodeo Maru. So Rodeo Maru is a small light blue humanoid, similar to Shinobi Maru. And for size comparison, here's Shinobi Maru right next to him, as they stand about the same height and have about the same proportions. Taking a look at the head, you can see that has a star shape to the face, with the top point being painted in gold, the side 2 points forming a visor that looks like red sunglasses, and the lower 2 points forming the mouthpiece that's painted in silver. And the whole thing has a nice metallic gold outline. Moving down, we have the chest piece, which, as usual, has the ninja symbol on it, just like the other Otomanin, which can become basically pilots to like Shuriken Gattai and the like. We've got kind of a black collar piece here. Some detail on the lower midsection. You have the arms, which are in kind of this awkward position where they're raised at the elbow and have the hands pointing downwards, though that is for the gimmick. And then you've got the legs, which are all blue for the top part, with a little bit of gold paint for the shins. Then you've got the feet here. A lot of nice molded detail. Though similar to Shinobi Maru, there's also kind of a bar piece connecting them, meaning they can move individually. Articulation wise, it has a little bit more than Shinobi Maru, or at least kind of different articulation. The head can move up and down. It has a neck joint that can move forward and back. The arms rotate 360 degrees, or I thought they did at least. They actually can rotate all the way to this point before they're kind of stopped by this piece and then go back. As for legs, move forward and back, though only forward. Then you have the knees, which bend together and can actually go all the way like that. And that's about all it does on its own. To get to the real meat of this toy, pun not intended, we have to look at Bison King Buggy. So Bison King Buggy is Rodeo Maru's vehicle, a combination between a bison and an ATV. Though appearance-wise, it's a lot more like a bull, as it seems to represent past mech who are based on any form of bull. Taking a closer look, you can see that most of it is cast in this very interesting metallic brown plastic. And what makes it interesting is that I can't remember any past toys I've ever had from Bandai that have used metallic brown plastic, and to be honest, it's not a common color in Super Sentai of any kind. Taking a look at the headpiece, got some metallic gold painted horns, ninja symbol on the forehead, painted red eyes. The actual head itself is painted in a metallic bronze color. And we've got the kind of stereotypical bull nose ring painted in silver, which is attached to this piece at the front. We've got some wheels, which come in two pieces. Both of them are red plastic, but there's the piece that connects them to the main body, and then the actual spinning wheel part, with some more brown parts on the outside. You've got the kind of seat portion, which has handles which are meant to kind of look like a lasso of sorts. And you've got the places where the rest of the body for Rodeo Maru goes, as well as little indented spots for the feet. You've got the weapon attached here on the side, which actually kind of serves as the exhaust pipe of sorts. Back wheels here. And in here you actually have a little engine block, which will come more into play later when we combine it with Shurikenjin. Now it can roll quite well, and because the wheels are actually textured, it makes kind of a rumbling sound when you roll it. Now the main gimmick here is that you can take Rodeo Maru, fold up the head like this, and fold the legs down once and back once. Then clip it on using these two clips. And this is where we get Rodeo Maru's name significance, as it's meant to represent a rodeo where, certain rodeos where cowboys will try to ride bulls and see how long they can stay on before getting thrown off. And it's basically meant to represent past mecha who have been able to ride other mecha as vehicles, such as Dicka Ranger Robo or Go Buster Ace. And then we get the Otome Shuriken Star Ninja version. So this is, once again, a pretty unique one. This one is done in a brown plastic with a metallic bronze shuriken blade. Like the other ones, this is a 5-pointed star, and the significance of that, beyond just being named Star Ninja, kind of gets in more into the cowboy part of the American stereotype that makes up Star Ninja's character. As specifically sheriffs often wear 5-star or 5-point star badges, though sometimes they'll also wear stars with 6 points. So as usual, each one has a stylized N on each point of the blade. Then you've got the actual core, which has a background with a bunch of stars in it, kanji for cow, ushi, rinat, and will be the face of Bison King, which has a star-shaped visor in red with a gold outline. So as usual, you can press the down button and remove the shuriken blade. And out of the box, these do come separate, so you want to make sure that when you attach it, this part is facing up. So you want to attach it like this, so it goes like that, instead of putting it on like this, so it's kind of upside down. So sound-wise, like the other Otome Shuriken, this all goes off the button on the back. So pressing it once will activate it. Next, you'll actually get the standby sound. Press it again, and you'll get the summoning. And once again, the phrase is kind of an Americanized version of one of the Ninninger's phrase. In this case, the Shokan, instead of becoming the summon, since Shokan means summon, it actually becomes the come on, kind of more of a Western feel to it. And though I did show this off in my review of the Ninja Star Burger, I'll show it off again here, in case you missed it. Now in this case, because it doesn't have the button on the side, spinning it does nothing, so if you want to kind of replicate the shape, you gotta spin it, then press the button. Alternatively, you can use it with, well, you can actually use it to complete the Bison King Buggy. You just take it and plug it on the back here. And press the button again. And a little bit of a clever thing is that sound at the end, which is meant to be both an engine revving and the grunt of a bull. And like this, you can still play with it by rolling it along. And because it's like this, you can activate all the sounds, even while this is attached. Now there is kind of a reason why this is called Bison King Buggy, and that's because it comprises most of the body of Bison King. As it's rather commonly miscalled, or mistakenly called Bison Buggy by other people in the English-speaking fandom. So we can get to the transformation, which, despite the box saying Shuriken Gattai, the actual announcement is called Bison Change. So to start, I want to take off the Otonian Shuriken from the back, and take this entire section, actually remove it from the base. Then, remove the exhaust pipe from the side. Then we can do the transformation. So raise it up like this. Adjust these parts out like so that they become the arms. Just open the legs a little bit. Fold out the feet. And fold in the back wheels to complete them. And raising up the camera a little bit. Take this part. Actually, you're going to want to adjust Rodeo Maru's head. That's actually more level with the shoulders. Then take this and place it on the top. And lower down the bison head. And finally, fold out the face and attach it on top of Bison King. And with that, we get Bison King. And this is where the cowboy aspect of starting to really come into play, as Bison King is very much designed after a cowboy. Starting from the top, we can see that the Otonian Shuriken now becomes a cowboy hat, which is a much better use of it as the top of the head than Shurikenjin, in my opinion. You can also see on various parts of the body that he's got tassels, these golden tassels hanging off of him, which is very much a kind of cowboy thing. And the brown very much looks like the kind of leather clothing that cowboys would wear. Even down to the legs, where the bottom parts actually look like cowboy boots. You also see The fists here done up in silver. Even more molded on tassel details on the front. A little bit of detailing on the shoulders here. And going on to the back, we can see the one part that's a little bit weird, which is that in a manner similar to how Shinobi Maru sits in the chest of Shurikenjin, Rodeo Maru kind of hangs off the back of Bison King, but a way to alleviate this is to lower this part down on a hinge, then fold up the legs like this, and fold in, or fold up the knees like this, and then fold forward the legs. And there it's a little bit more flush and doesn't stick out so much. And you don't even notice it from the front. Of course, you also have the weapon, the Bison rifle, which is this silver gun with a gold blade attached to it. So you can both shoot and slash with it. You can attach that to either hand, just like so. And as far as articulation, it's a lot more limited than Shurikenjin. Really just having 360 rotation of the arms, and because of the transformation, you can move the arms in and out a little bit. Which does mean you can get a little bit of posability out of him, like a pose like this. And of course, like with the other Rotonian Shuriken, if you press the button on the top, you can hear the finish of the combination. And once again, you have a couple of engine revving sounds or bison grunts. And overall, it's quite a nice looking mecha. Of course, that's not all it can do, as can also be combined with Shurikenjin, which I have the buy to. And just for a quick comparison, I'll just form it right here. Although I chose to take out the batteries for the sake of the review. Just like that. And then we can combine them. So to start, you're going to want to prep Bison King. First, take off the Ninninger Shuriken. Remove this section with Rodeo Maru on it. And you're basically just going to dismantle it pretty much entirely. Also, just a little bit of transformation. So, moving down here, I'm going to take these pieces, which will go on the feet, fold these parts up like so. Do the same with the other ones. You also want to fold in this part, which connected the two legs at the hip. That way it can stand flat on the ground. These will attach to the feet. Then you want to make what will become the new fists by folding in the arms like so, and folding out the new hands. Just like that. And for the time being, we'll just revert this back to kind of the normal formation. And you're also going to remove the bison head. Then moving over to Shurikenjin, remove the Shuriken, detach the weapons, and remove the arms. Then you're ready to combine it. So first, go around to the back. You're going to take what was the engine block for Bison King Buggy and actually attach it onto the waist of Shurikenjin, so it serves as a bracer piece for the legs. While this will restrict the leg articulation, it will also keep it from falling over. Then going down to the feet, I'm going to take the kind of platforms. I'm going to attach them on. Notice that one of them has a pink shuriken and one has a silver shuriken, and that corresponds to which leg they go on. So this one will go on to the leg with Rodeo Maru. This one will go on to the leg with Maru. Just like that. Moving up, now I'm going to take this part and attach it up here. Take the arms. Now I'm going to take these parts, actually attach them to the fists. Just like so. And make sure you've got the correct fist on. We're just matching up the two hands. Attach them to the upper arm joints. Right here. And right here. Then take this part, place it on top, there. Gonna need to raise up the camera a little bit. Okay, move this back. Next, take the regular Tony Shuriken and actually put that on top of Rodeo Maru. Take this part, fold it like so, and put it there. Take this front panel and fold it up to cover the face and create a new one. And you want to combine the weapons. So first, attach the Drago sword to the barrel of the Bison rifle. Then split up the Drago shield. Attach the wing parts to the sides. And then you have the Drago Bison sword. Put that in the right hand. And finally, take the other Otomi Shuriken and place it on top. So just moving it back a little, you can see the full height of King Shurikenjin. As you can see, it really does gain a lot of size to it. From both the new platforms that stands on, as well as adding the torso of Bison King, and that entire big stack of parts to become the head. Zooming in, we can take a look at some of the details. We've got the new upper body and face. And you can see the chest has a pattern like a Japanese paper fan, as well as the new face, which looks to be wearing a mask of some kind. And then the big crest, made from the horns of Bison King, or the horns of Bison King Buggy. And of course, you can press the button on top to get the end of the transformation or end of the combination sound. Not to mention you have these new fists, which work well in proportion to the arms and the rest of the body. And of course the Drago Bison Sword, which is a cool looking weapon. Though if you look at it from the side, it is a little bit weird, because you have both Rodeo Maru sticking out the back and that crest sticking out the front. And that crest is my one little point of contention with the design, because it is kind of a discrepancy. In the show, that part does become the crest, but it's kind of shrunken down in size, or at least kind of moved back so that the crest is a little bit closer in with the rest of the body. And I would have liked to see them try to figure out some way to actually do that, because from the front it looks fine, or even from a little bit of an angle it's not bad, but like when you're really looking at it from the side, it does really stick out. Still, it is nice that they still kind of managed to integrate the whole idea of Shinobi Maru, or an Otomin kind of piloting the entire thing, with Shinobi Maru in the center. And it is quite nice that you even kind of have this little facade of Rodeo Maru being there with these little fingers sticking out from the blue part of this faceplate. While it's not my preferred way to display either of them, it is a very nice combination overall. So as far as Bison King goes, I'd definitely say it's quite a worthwhile pickup. You get Bison King itself, which is composed of, Rodeo Maru, who is a nice little figure, and then there's Bison King Buggy, which I think is definitely the star of the set, being this nice, well-detailed vehicle with a pretty clever design, and it's fun to play around with, as well as has a very nice robot mode with that very cowboy-like look, and it's definitely neat to see this kind of metallic brown color that you really don't see much. And then of course you have King Shurikenjin, which I'd say is I think it's a good looking combination. For some people they might not like it quite as much, but for what it's worth, whether you like it or not, it is still quite impressive and definitely does look like a bigger, more powerful robot. So if you have Shurikenjin, or you're just a fan of Star Ninja, then I can definitely recommend picking up Bison King. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. And for now, this is KRX50, riding off.